yes, it's worked. I'm outside. The sun's come out here in Molyneux. So, yeah, it's pretty beautiful out here. I'm a little early, just in case anybody's up this Sunday morning. It's 10 o'clock here, so I think it's 9 o'clock with you. This is my little roof deck where I do my yoga practice from when it's nice. The last few days it's not been so nice at all. There's this feeling sometimes when the sun comes out, you're just like, oh yes. So yeah, I'm going to invite you, is anybody there, to come and find, all you need is a mat. We're going to do a lot from standing today. Yeah, grab your mat. I will be back in a moment. I'm just going to get my drink and then we're going to get started. So. I'm not sure whether the internet connection outside isn't that great, so this is going to film, so it will be full, but if we lose connection, then don't panic, it will be recorded. But I'm hoping you can join me live outside today, because I'm here and the water's just here, to just down below. I'm a couple of floors up. You maybe just see in the background the water's here, and all I can hear this morning out here is the sound of the water and the sound of the birds, and I love that because it just reminds me of, you know, no matter what's going on all around us, when we look to nature, you know, there's proof and evidence that life is magic. So yeah, we've got a couple more minutes. I better take my old boots off. It's like not that warm. I was like, I'm gonna wear my shorts, and then my feet were freezing. But I hope the sun's shining where you are. Back at home, I think we've had sort of similar temperatures here. Obviously it's usually a lot warmer here. We've had some really odd weather, which is, so in the winter it was like spring. In the spring we've kind of gone back to winter, so when I was here in February it was actually warmer than it was than it is now. So, but I was hoping, you know, because we're doing it outside today, and this is we're working with the element of water today, and because I'm hoping you can hear the water. It's literally like birds and water. If there's somewhere that you can do your practice outside as well, and as the days are getting warmer, one of the things that I learned in my journey was basically, you know, 30 years in well-being, was let nature heal you. And when we work with nature, it puts us back into our natural state, which is a natural state of harmony, of balance, homeostasis in the body. So, and also I think it helps us mentally to be able to escape from, you know, what's going on in this like busy sort of man-made world, and helps us sort of remind us of, you know, what's pure and beautiful in the world, when there's a lot of evidence to say that it's an awful place. It's, you know, it can be quite a beautiful place. So we've just hit 9 o'clock, so we're going to have a warm up before we do the sequence today. So the music for this is Waves, and it's a little bit dancey, so I love it. Some of you might have been to my glow yoga sessions before, might have done this sequence, and I love it because it's about water reminds us to like follow our bliss, to find what feels good. I've mentioned before that when you put the body into a nice relaxed state and you tune into the body's whispers, it will tell you exactly how to move. So like, you know, you go out dancing, you know, you just dance freely. For me, our yoga practice should be a bit like that, because everybody should be, you know, doing different things according to how your body feels. So we're going to be going with the flow a little bit today, and what the water element also teaches us sort of off the mat as well is to go with the flow, and that not to be too rigid in, you know, we did rituals, we did routines, they're great, they're like the rocks in the river, but the water teaches us to sort of like just find our way around and go with the flow. So let's find the sit bones. The sun's come out. Thank you, Mother Rose, she's brought the sun out. So let's find the sit bones and just have a good wriggle. Okay, so when we wriggle, when we shimmy, kind of shakes out all the stress. But just find your connection to the earth through the sit bones. If you're feeling really ungrounded, really up in your head, have the palms facing down. But today I'm going to invite you to maybe draw in a bit more energy. Have the palms facing upwards. Just roll the shoulders back a few times. We're going to be working a lot with the shoulders, getting rid of the tension around our shoulder blades, those bits there, around our scapula in the back, around the hips where we hold our tension. And then with the hands, it's like inviting in this energy. So close the eyes and feel the spine long, the back of the neck long. The chin's just ever so slightly tucked, the face and the jaw relaxed. The shoulders, just allow them to hang from the ears, as if you're popping your shoulder blades in your back pockets. And we're just going to find a nice relaxed breath today. So the breath is like a wave. There's a natural ebb and flow, as in life. And imagine that tidal wave within you. So as you breathe in, that affects the flow of the water in the whole of the body, the flow of the fluids. As you breathe out, it's like the crashing the wave on the shore. So try and find that wave within you. And tune in to the water within you. And so this wave of a breath, it's like a loop. The inhale and the exhale are of equal length. That's when we know the body's in a good state of balance. And the breath just anchors us into the present moment. And I'm going to invite you just to be soft with your practice today. Just to find what feels good, rather than being too rigid in the shapes. Allow your body to guide you. Going with the natural rhythms of nature. And maybe you can tune in to the sound of the birds, the sound of the water. And wherever you are, just remind yourself that there's lots out there in the world that is magical still, including you. So we're going to release the hands now. Take a big yawning breath to gather in all the energy you need for the practice ahead. Bring the hands together and then bring them down to the heart. And then just touch the earth with the fingertips. And namaste. Good morning. So we're going to work the spine in three directions. And we're going to start with the flexion and extension. So just with the hands on the knees. We're going to inhale. We're going to bring the chest forward, roll the shoulders back, lift up the head. And as you exhale, you're going to draw the belly in around the back. So we're getting the fluid flowing up and down the spine, creating this freedom of movement. We're moving slowly and mindfully. We're linking the breath to the movement. So this has a really nice magical effect on our brain chemistry when we do this. So our practice becomes like a moving meditation. Maybe it feels nice, as you know, I wanted to do naturally there. It's on the out breath to open the mouth and just think of breathing out all the crap, you know. Breathe in the good stuff. Breathing out what the body no longer needs. Breathing in, opening the chest, filling the lungs, and breathing out, rounding. So even this movement, it's like a wave, the ebb and the flow of the wave. And isn't life like ebb and flow as well? It's like surfing, you know, sometimes you go, you know, battle through the white water to get out there in order to ride the wave. Sometimes it's a long, hard journey out to get out the back again to catch the next wave. Maybe this is one of the toughest journeys as a collective we've had in our lifetime, but I'm hopeful that at the end of this, we might be able to ride a few waves. I'm interested to know, is anybody else starting to just think, oh, right, when we get to the end of this, what I'm going to do? Last night we were planning to, right, you know, when this is done, we're going to go to the sushi restaurant in Dubrovnik and have a night out dancing afterwards. And start to think about all the things that bring you joy. If you think about now the things that bring you joy, that's going to help keep your body in this joyful state. Take one more. And let's change over the cross of the legs. Feel free to fidget as you need to through this practice. So next movement, we're going to take the right hand and we're going to go onto the wave and off the wave. So we're going to go whoosh, and open up. Go onto the wave and then turn the other way. So notice, and you know, I work a lot with the, you know, the position of the hands is going to affect the position of the shoulders. So we're plants, you know, we're not machines as we thought we were. So the body actually moves in spirals, it undulates, spirals, waves, and undulations. So just try and sense what's going on around your shoulder blades as you do this action. We've got this slight twist. A nice wave. And take one more. I'll open the arm out, hold it here. Our inhale, we're open and lifted. Exhale, bring the arm alongside the ear. Inhale and open. Exhale. And you're not going as far as you can with this because we are just warming up. You're just going as far as feels nice. If you think about the movements in the warm-up as softening the body, preparing it for the kind of more intense movements. Take one more. And let's just check in, see how that feels. Bring the right hand down, release the shoulders, sits tall in the spine, maybe even close the eyes and sense the difference between the right and the left side. Maybe you can feel everything flowing better on the right side. Let's do the left. Take the left arm, we're going to go whoosh, onto the wave and off the wave. Imagine the movement of a surfer. There's so many parallels with surfing and yoga. And those guys, you know, surfers, they really know how to go with the flow, don't they? I went surfing last year. Where was I? I hadn't been for a while. There's kind of a little lesson in here. And I spent the first 20 minutes just really frustrated with myself. Almost getting angry with myself. Oh, I used to be able to surf so much better than this. And then the minute I let go, just went with the flow, I got better. I realised it was doing me no good whatsoever. Being harsh with myself. And this is a kind of yogic lesson as well, you know, being kind to ourselves, not getting angry with yourself in your practice. If from one day to the next you can't do what you say used to be able to do or can usually do. It's just like this state of acceptance of this is where I am and finding what feels good in any moment. And the body will have different needs every day. So there's this phrase which is, we never step in the same river twice. So even if it's the same river, the water's different. So in our yoga practice, you know, we could maybe say be doing, you know, down dog. Might have done it thousands of times. It'll be different every day. Oh, I think we'll do a little wavy down dog today. Just had natural inspiration there, I think, from the water. We'll do a wavy down dog. Now hold the arm out and we'll reach over and open up. Reach over and open up. This side will feel stiff, maybe, after doing the other side. I may just warn you here, I think with some of the videos, because Facebook, I think they recognise if you've used music that's from somewhere, sometimes they mute it. I've had some messages that they're muting where I've played the music. I'm going to give you the sequence in these sessions here, and then you can play the music and do your own thing. It doesn't make you match if you don't do my sequence. You know, just play the music and your body will kind of remember. Oh, let's do a couple more. And stay nice and relaxed. You know, notice it's not harsh, rigid movements, just nice flowy movements. And just take one more. Opening out and just holding, pausing for a moment there. This pause, this rest is as important as when we're moving. It's where the body processes what it's just done. It's kind of recalibrating everything. Pretty noisy bird this morning. Apparently the birds singing is that they're singing to the earth. How beautiful is that? Let's open the eyes and turn and come onto all fours with the toes tucked. So some of you might have done this with me before. It's a way to get into down dog. You're going to tuck the toes under, and we're going to start off. This is called a crouching tiger. Thinking maybe my shorts weren't a great idea today, but at least I'm sideways on. You can be facing me if you like, but you might want to just watch this to start with. So I see this a lot when people are going into down dog in class. They come straight into it, legs straight, and they see my back all horribly rounded because I'm trying to get the legs straight. Instead, what we're going to do, we want this extension of the spine so the tailbone's lifted, and we want to keep that nice length in the spine, the extended spine, as we come down to down dog, up to down dog. And how you do this is you lift off the knees, and we start off in this crouching tiger with the knees bent, and we just sort of press and bend. We get nice and, I don't want to say bouncy, it's more buoyant. You'll start to feel that all the muscles in the core just starting to enliven and engage. Tailbone lifts. So we're starting to, it's like chewing the gum, you know, the gum, chewing gum's all hardened at the moment. We want to hydrate it, especially that back part of the body. And so we get nice and buoyant. Down dog's not for you. Just be on all fours and just be sitting back. Okay, now, as we start to lift the tailbone and the backs of the legs start to soften, we can start to walk through the feet. Just pressing one heel down at a time. And maybe bringing the knees across the body. So we don't want to do the same down dog as we do every day. We want to go into it and approach it like a curious child. Oh, that's interesting, you know, got tightness there. Speak to your body, like listen to your body. Be constantly negotiating with it. How do I need to move today in order to release tension? And if you just follow your bliss, if you just go for finding what feels good, you're not going to go far wrong. Yeah, now we're going to drop down onto the knees. Just come to sit onto the heels for a moment. And just as you rest, I'm going to show you this next one. You might have done it before, but just sort out the wrists and just have a little rest from here. We're going to go from 3 moves, a crouching tiger, a down dog, to a plank. And we're going to make that into a wave. Now, once you get this, it feels delicious, but it can take a little while to get this. I'm going to show you to start with. So we're going to go crouching tiger, looking forward. We're going to go to a down dog. And down dog, we're going to wave. So we'd start up with extended spine, we're going to flex it. So we draw the belly in and we wave down to a plank. We'll drop the knees down on this first one, then we change the spine to extended, the tailbone lifts. We sit back to crouching tiger. We push into the hands, we lift to down dog. We draw the belly in, we round to a plank. And if you're pretty strong and you're used to this, you can just hover the knees to sit back to crouching tiger. And then we start to find this lovely undulating down dog, wavy plank kind of thing. So if down dog's not for you, you can do this just from all fours. Okay, so you just wave forward, tailbone up, coming back, extended back. So you can do it from all fours. But let's try it together. You find whatever feels good for you. So we start off always in crouching tiger. So crouching tiger, tailbone lifts, arms, pad your paws out a long way. All we need to do to lift here is just push down into the hands as if pushing the earth away. The knees lift, the tailbone lifts, and then you draw the belly in to wave to a plank. Once you get to plank, the knees start to drop down. They can drop all the way or just hover. The head lifts as you sit back to crouching tiger. Push down into the hands to lift off the knees. The tailbone lifts. You draw on the belly. We wave to a plank. Knees down or knees off. The head lifts. Now you may be thinking, what's the breath doing? Just breathe naturally. Just make sure you're breathing through this. Okay, don't hold your breath through the whole thing. This is a nice one to practice. Go next to the sea, practice this. And it's so fantastic for the body. We don't want it to be linear, so it doesn't really make any sense to do down dog, plank, because the body moves in spirals, in waves. It undulates. And let's drop down, let's rest in child's pose. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you didn't quite get it today, don't worry, just keep practicing that. It'll soon calm, and when you get it, you'll just be thinking, oh yeah, that feels delicious. So allow the body to rest, allow that wave of a breath to come back. The smooth inhale and exhale, just like one continuous loop, working naturally without you. Okay, so from coming up onto all fours, we're going to just walk the hands back. Going to take the feet so they're parallel. Going to lift the head, going to come up through chair and come up to standing. So our wave sequence, you might want your mat horizontal like mine is here. I'm going to just show you a few of the moves here. We're going to start just by finding that horse stance that we've been doing. Weight from side to side. Anchoring the feet in, tall in the spine. So we start from here, just the hands, let's just bring them to the chest for the moment. Our first move, we're going to lunge to the left, right leg straightens. We're going to release the hands and the right arms are going to come over the head as the left arm goes to the other side. And then we're going to bring the arms in front and open them out. We'll just do that 3 times this side. So we're going to reach over with the right arm, side stretch, the left arm underneath. They come together and they open out. We reach over and we open them out. Good. Now from here, we're going to bring the back arm, your right arm, around to meet the left arm. We're going to come over and then you're going to pull the arms back. We're going to reach over, pull the arms back, over, and then pull the arms back to center. So we end up kind of in this sumo. Ha! Is it sumo? No, it's like haka, isn't it? I'm going to go over to the left now. Left arm, to the right. Left arm over the head. Yeah, all these years later, still don't know my left from my right. Open the arms out. Open the chest. Reaching over and opening out. Reaching over and opening out. Back arm's going to come around. Bring the backs of the hands together and then draw the elbows back in. Bring the left arm to right, drawing back in. Left arm to right and drawing back into center. And then once we get here, so you're drawing the elbows in, ha, like that. We're going to make it wavy. So you can imagine with the hands, like kind of drawing a figure of 8 on its side. But again, don't worry too much about what it looks like. You're just kind of scooping through the air. And remember that feeling when we did this in the warm-up, where we're trying to free up space around the shoulder blades, where you get all those sticky bits. It's a technical term, sticky bits. Actually, they're adhesions, but all those bits, you know, when you go for a massage, you know, and you've got those little knots, we can get rid of those through our yoga practice. So then we're going to wave all the way down to the floor. We're going to wave back up. And so this should just feel nice. Literally going with the flow. You don't need to be in time with me. You kind of do your own thing. And especially, you know, if you're at home, there's no one around, you can dance like no one's watching, can't you? So, coming all the way up, we're just going to hop the feet together, and then we're just going to stretch out the side body for a moment just to release that. So we're going to bring the right leg behind the left. Did I get that right? Yeah. The right arm's going to come over the head, and like a hangman, we're just going to like drop down. So release with the side body. So good for spring to work on this. The side body here, liver and gallbladder channels. Everything you see in nature at the moment that's yellow helps detoxify the liver, which is kind of what the body needs to do in spring. Nature has everything that we need. Now lift up, bring the feet together, take the left leg behind, the right, left arm up above the head, and just like a hangman, just kind of go, drop. And you're just going to feel this delicious stretch down the side of the body. Maybe you can hear the water now. One of the reasons I came to live here was because the natural energy was so powerful. I kind of found this place by accident. Within 2 days, I felt fantastic. Because it's ecologically preserved, it's close to nature. I live right next to the sea. But the closer you can get to nature, the healthier you're going to be. How we eat, how we move, how we live. Now let's shake out the legs and the arms. I'm going to put this to the music. So it's a little bit beaty, this one. It's probably one of these circumstances where I'll get criticism from people going, oh, that's not yoga. Well, to me, this is yoga. So, take your horse stance, take the feet wide. So it's called waves, and we're going to do some drifting. Feet apart. So release the hands, the palms forward, sink down into your horse stance. Now we're going to reach to the left, right arm over. We're going to open the arms out, shoulder height, bring the right arm round. Back the hands together. Bring the elbows in. Come back to the center. Let's go drifting. This song makes me happy. I hope it feels good for you as well. So we can go down. You can do it at your own pace. Just follow what your body wants to do. You can make it as vigorous, as big, as feels right for you. You can go down and up. My neighbours are having fun watching me. We're going to reach to the right, left arm over. Open the arms out, shoulder out. Bring the back arm round. Bring the elbows into the waist. Come back to the centre. And let's go drifting. Follow your breath.
Wave after wave, wave after wave. Slowly drifting,
Notice the body naturally knows how to move.
pulling against the stream, pulling against
So you can go right down. Make it more vigorous. You can go right up. Just follow where your body wants to move. You just enjoy it. I'm wondering if anybody's going to go, down to Exmouth Beach and do this on the beach. Take your friends, make people wonder what you're doing. Let's go down, let's slow it down. Side to side, nice and slow. In a moment, you're going to do the over sequence a little quicker. Open out. Right arm comes round. Back to the hands together. Bring the elbows in and go drifting. In a moment we're going to go to the right. Okay, to the right. Over. Open. Back to the hands together. Pull the elbows in. Go drifting. Are you feeling wavy? Element of water. Arms out. Hop the feet together. Give everything a shake out. Hopefully that felt good. We need to warm down a little bit, so let's take the hands down the thighs to come down onto the knees. So I'm feeling like for the water element, we'll do a little mermaid. So start on the knees. We're going to shift the hips to the right and we're going to open the legs out. You're going to nestle the left knee into the right arch, the arch of the right foot. Now sit up tall. If this isn't comfortable, find a variation. You might need to bring this back leg around and just have it out. It's not too important, but you want to, as much as possible, keep the sit bones planted. With the arms out to the side, we're going to bring this right arm, we're going to bring it up over the ear. And just smile, breathe, enjoy it. Again, side of the body. It's called mermaid pose, this one. This is probably a variation of it. You know, for me, we don't want to be doing the same yoga moves again and again and again. The body again gets conditioned into patterns. We want to scramble the conditioned patterns so that we've got freedom of movement. So it's like not always taking the ski slopes. It's like, you know, going on getting the fresh powder. If anybody skis, snowboards. Now we're going to lift up slightly. Keep the right arm lifted. Start to just walk the left hand around behind you and bring the right arm just kind of onto the left leg wherever it lands. Then take an inhale and lift up and lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, turn and twist and look over your left shoulder. Delicious. You know, just go as far as feels good. You just want to go to the sensation. A lot of people think yoga's about the pose. It's about getting as far as you can. It's not. You want to seek out the sensation. Hold where it feels like you need it and breathe and allow the body to soften. And using that technique, you will be able to access more when you come to do the more intense poses. You'll have more freedom and movement. But you need to stay relaxed in what you're doing. When the body's tense, it contracts. It won't release. So allow it to soften. When we soften the body, we soften our whole state of being as well. We find it easier to go with the flow rather than being too rigid in our thinking. Okay, now spiral the arms around. Bring the left leg in front of the right. And then walk the fingertips forward. And just release from there. Drop the head down And just enjoy. You might be getting sensation in the outside of the hips. You shake the head out, make sure you can relax the face and the jaw, and remember just to accept wherever you are right now. Slowly walking the hands back. So we're going to bring the right leg behind, so the right knee is nestled into the left foot. You know, this isn't for you, just extend out your right leg. Sit up really tall in the spine. The shoulders are relaxed. The left arm now is going to come up and over. And again, it's that hangman thing. We go, inhale, we lift up and lengthen, and you exhale, go, ha! There we go. And that should just feel nice. And always there's that check-in as to whether you're going too hard or not. A check-in is, can you breathe? If your breath's struggling, your body's struggling. So make sure you can breathe. And my other thing is, make sure you can smile. If you're grimacing in yoga, your body's contracting. It's like going hard. It's in fight or flight. And you want to be soft, you want to smile through your practice. You smile in the face, the whole body will smile. Also, when you're in a hard pose, if you smile through it, tricks the body into thinking it's easier than it is. You can't separate the mind, body. They work together. Now let's lift up. That left arm keeps lifted. The right arm starts to creep behind you. The left hand, you drop it down onto the right. Yeah, right knee. Lift up and lengthen. And then as you exhale, just spiral the chest round. Look over the right shoulder. Keep the shoulders relaxed, the face and jaw relaxed, the whole posture relaxed. And maybe find that wave of a breath as the body starts to slow down. Feel the water energy within you, reminding you to go with the flow, reminding you of the ebb and flow of life. And even if it's difficult, at the moment this too will pass. It'll come good again. We'll be riding some big waves. We'll be so strong. Now spiral the chest around. Bring the right leg in front of the left leg, cross-leg position. Bring the fingertips in front, just walk the fingers forward. So remember, no competition. Don't try and get as far as you can. Just release. Accept where you are. Let the breath flow and let the body soften. Find your bliss. Seek out the sensation. Maybe today there might be something. I'm going to invite you to go and find something that just, lifts your soul and feel good. Activity that you can do. My favourite's wild dancing, of course. But for you, whatever makes you feel good. Maybe running around with the dog. Now walking the hands back. Should be nice and relaxed by now. Let's rest the hands on the knees. The thumb and forefinger together, palms lifted. And the shoulders relaxed. Close the eyes. And find your breath. And if the breath still feels a little quick and you want to slow it down, just hold for a couple of counts at the top of the inhale before breathe it out and releasing. Try and find that loop. The even flow of the breath. Feel the water flowing around the body, around the rigid structures. There's always flow in the body. Notice how you feel. And allow yourself just to arrive in a place of stillness. Even though the water's moving around, those waters are stilling now. It's still a gentle wave, but it's just starting to slow down. Everything's in perfect working order. You can trust your body when you listen to it. Allow it to guide you today and follow your bliss. Find what feels good. And if you're feeling good now, just press a little harder with the thumb and the forefinger. That creates a seal and it anchors in this feeling, anchors in the energy, the good prana, the good natural energy we've found in the body. Anchor it in and feel it build. Know that you take this energy with you throughout the day. Whenever you need to access this place again, just do the same thing. Thumb and forefinger together. Just come and sit like this and try and channel that water energy within. And without opening the eyes, just start to tune into the sounds around you. And you can maybe hear the water through the video. Or imagine hearing water. Start to picture the world around you, the natural world. Maybe somewhere beautiful that you're going to go today. And let's release the hands now. Keep the eyes closed. Take a big yawning breath. Bring the hands together above the head. Start to bring the hands down, press the crown, the third eye, and the heart, and just blink the eyes open. And from my heart to your heart, namaste. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I'm really hoping that you were able to, that I didn't lose connection there. The Wi-Fi is not as good outside, but I'm hoping you're able to hear and take part and hear the natural sounds here. Yeah, have a lovely Sunday. I'm going to endeavour to be online at 9 o'clock tomorrow as well, 9 o'clock your time. And yeah, who knows what's tomorrow, but use this piece of music. It's going to be on the Spotify playlist. So if you're on Spotify, if not, when I go and post the video on the webpage, on the Facebook group that you're on now, I'll tell you the piece of music, the exact variation of it. You can all just watch the sequence. You'll get to know when you need to do all your drifting bit. But enjoy it. Find what feels good today. Big love. Namaste.